Warm greetings from the Center for Reconciliation at Duke Divinity School. My name is Nina Balmaceda, and through this short video, we will learn a brief introduction about sacred circles. Like any other circle process, the sacred circle is a storytelling process. It offers people the opportunity to share stories that have meaning to them without interruption. The stories shared help participants see and recognize one another as human beings. Why sacred? The sacred circles that we practice at CFR are considered sacred because we invite participants to come with the intention of opening themselves to God's presence and to one another. The sacred circle becomes a place where we invite the greatest Spirit of the Lord to move through us in our listening, our truth-telling, and our mutual care. In this way, the sacred circle becomes an embodied practice of communion and a way to grow together in humility, self-awareness, and recognition of the other participants, as each person's presence and voice are received as a manifestation of God's grace moving through the community. The sacred circle can be seen especially as an opportunity. It provides a space to motivate individuals with different perspectives to speak openly about who they are, what their aspirations and fears are, their pain, anger, and any other feelings, how conflict or any difficult situation is affecting them or has affected them in the past. When could we use a circle process? Well, we can use it to respond to many types of situations. We may use them to foster team building and community renewal, to deal with interpersonal or intergroup conflict, to address systemic conflict, for example, confronting discrimination, harassment, or other forms of injustice, to help a family or a community deal with a difficult situation, to support survivors. We could use a sacred circle when there is a need for a disciplinary intervention, to support people facing a sanction or punishment, to support offenders on probation, and to promote the reintegration of former inmates to their communities. The underlying philosophy of the sacred circle is that there are no givers nor receivers. We are all together in the circle to contribute, to help others for sure, but also to allow others to help us and support us. Sacred circles draw on the contributions of everyone present, cultivating mutual understanding and expanding our collective imagination for more constructive and hopeful ways of moving forward. In the sacred circle, life experience is more valued than advice. The circle has a few characteristics. It recognizes God's presence and the dignity of every participant. It emphasizes the connectedness of our community. It supports emotional expression, welcoming the whole person. And it gives equal voice to all. Let's do a quick overview of the process. In the sacred circle, all participants have an opportunity to speak without interruption and experience the undivided attention and respect of all participants. They can explain themselves by sharing their story. They enjoy equality. Nobody is more important in the circle. And they are free to express the emotional and spiritual aspects of their personal experience. How does the circle process work? The circle has a structure. The physical format of the circle symbolizes several key concepts: equality, connection, inclusion, and shared leadership. In the sacred circle, there is an intentional use of a few structural elements. We use ceremony, center and activities in the opening and the closing mark it as a sacred space. participants are present in a way that is substantially different than any other meeting. No one should join the circle after it has begun, and no one should leave before it has come to a close. We use a talking piece. By allowing only one person holding the talking piece to speak, the circle regulates dialogue. The talking piece circulates consecutively from person to person around the group. The person with the talking piece has the undivided attention of everyone in the circle and can speak without interruption, and everyone must remain silent when the person with the talking piece is speaking. The person that holds the talking piece is not required to speak. They may choose to remain silent, and all participants will remain silent with them. The keeper in the sacred circle is just a facilitator. They are responsible for identifying ground rules or guidelines that can be discussed and agreed upon beforehand or at the beginning of the circle process. If participants aspire to make any decisions for the collective, they need to agree on a decision-making method beforehand. Consensus decision-making is the method that most aligns with the spirit of the sacred circle. And when the keeper is the more unnoticed, the better. The sacred circle has a centerpiece. This may be any meaningful artifact, depending on the nature of the group and the reason why the circle has been convened. For example, it could be a big Bible. It could be the mission statement of an organization. It could be a copy of a covenant. It could be flowers, a live plant, a fruit basket, etc. And the keeper and the participants should coordinate the centerpiece beforehand. The sacred circle has a few guidelines. These are promises that participants make to one another about how they will conduct themselves in the circle. The participants decide the guidelines for their circle before it starts. They express the participants' commitment to creating a safe and courageous space for all. Some key ground rules are the following. Respect the talking piece. Only the person with the talking piece is allowed to speak. Speak from the heart. Share just enough so there is room for everyone in the circle to share. Listen with respect. You don't have to agree. It is not about agreement. It is about growing in understanding. Remain in the circle. Do not leave before it has ended. And honor confidentiality. Muchas gracias.